So the INTP was supposed to be extremely honest and focused on truth and direct, but actually we're not. Most of the time we have this huge like mask with the world, and sometimes it's always been there. I think sometimes, it could be that there was a social deficiency and also introversion and also thinking strangely. Most environments don't provide for that. Society does provide for it in a certain way, but then on the whole, you have to make some negotiation. And yes, even as you could say, dyed in the wool eccentric or somebody who won't compromise in a lot of ways, I think it can be a bad thing to be eccentric and strange and abrasive. I mean, I'm not really abrasive, but sometimes accidentally find myself being abrasive and really hate myself for those moments. I was discussing this with a friend who's INTP. Like you have this mask, like you're always so like cheery and like going along with things and people pleasing, and stop doing it. Like even with me, you're just being so like, oh yeah, that's fine, or yeah, I agree, yeah, what, just but like it's fake and annoying because and it's annoying to everybody, not just to me, because I'm a truth-seeking INTP who wants to crack open my friends' personalities. It's more like it's like people find it annoying when I'm behaving like this. So my friend, he was saying, yeah, I don't know why I have this mask. Like I wasn't hurt as a child. Maybe I just wanted my mother to, wanted to please her too much. And, there's no like trauma, although I guess a lot of people, you could say, have so-called trauma. And, not, again, like not into therapy culture or any of like buzzwords, but, there are a lot of reasons people are the way we are, and we're not necessarily like always acknowledging that or always aware of that. I think especially for our personality type, which is so reluctant to acknowledge introverted feeling. Actually, like sometimes the mask isn't, like pleasing and being very surface value and not actually very expressive. It can be a way of holding the world at a distance so you can further analyze it and further probe it to consume information, because the INTP is the ultimate consumer. We just want to suck everything up and consume and consume and consume. And you can't consume when you're participating. You can't, if you think of somebody, you think the consumer meme where the guy is like, I guess, is he like some fat slob? I don't really remember, but I will look him up. Actually, I think he's like a boomer, right? But he's consumer. If you picture us like this and we're sitting in front of, I don't know, like a Netflix. I don't watch Netflix, but actually I kind of wish I would watch Netflix, because there are some things on there I want to access and I can't because Pirate Proxy doesn't work anymore. Staring at the TV and like taking it in and being like this gross, grotesque, capitalist, like suction. We are like that. In most cases, we're like Marvel guy, comic book, like taking in things that are produced, and that kind of sloth, that kind of not participating, but observing and taking in. And it's good in a way because it's how we're able to analyze situations and produce novel ideas and to be like eccentric, interesting people with interesting minds. There's sometimes a probe and you might stir it and try to take in more information, but actually, I think the INTP is it makes you a bad person and it makes you hard to socialize with, because you've got this veneer up against the world and this distance and this logical distance where you're like looking at the world with tweezers and like twisting it each way and taking in information. And this was a huge problem for me in work, in university, in friendships. There's never a simple reason. You can never get a first cause. It's not going to happen. Our thought process is always oriented to this. We are always looking for these causes, going back through our syllogistic logic, but we'll never get there. But some of the causes, sometimes maybe it's not trauma. Maybe some of it, or all of it even, is being a bad person, being a consumer, rather than a participant, being a sinful failure to your friends and those around you and your families, because this veneer, and that's a problem. You will not be participants in life, you will be observers at a logical distance and get yourself into terrible situations as a result from holding back, or like sabotage friendships or sabotage intimacy and connection with others because this veneer is there, this haha, everything is just, just fine, and oh yeah, I'm so happy about this, but you're not. And it's just like throw away, toss away conversation, this shiny veneer. Like it's almost as if like all INTPs are doing like a stage act as Timothy Chalamet in an interview or something. That's not who you are, and that's not who I am, and that's we need to stop doing this. We need to become real and individuate and take the courage to be people and give others what they're due, because it's true that we are failures, but ontological insecurity is, so it's being in this position of like not like, how am I supposed to behave, and how can I behave, and where am I, and what is, like it's just this intense insecurity of your being, and this intense like doubt and fear, and living between so many different paradigms that you don't really know where you are or who you are and what's natural. You take nothing for granted, and it's so hard and so tiring and so fraught and dangerous. And if it can happen in any kind of way, like you just don't have the metrics to negotiate life, and we don't in modern society have strong parents or have parents from a specific place in a specific place and time. Everything's all over the place. It's in Soren Kierkegaard, The Sickness Unto Death, I think, is like the strongest point of like despair and how to be like a full real person in the world. And then R.D. Laing, who theorizes on schizophrenia and schizoid personalities. It doesn't have to be schizoid personality disorder, DSM-5, or schizophrenia, but I would say that the ontological insecurity is perhaps something that we experience just existentially. This is the point that an INTP has ended up at, perhaps, that we don't know how to be in the world with others as a person, as ourselves. We're kind of struggling to know. And yeah, again, I'm half Cypriot and I'm half English, and I grew up in neither England or Cyprus, and it's not like my parents deliberately sabotaged my being, but like I have in me, my father is not around. I had a stepfather and he raised me as his own daughter, but it's just, there is somebody else's personality and somebody else's intellect inside me that my background couldn't account for and just couldn't nurture and couldn't put into place in the way that it should have or could have been. And it's this crazy, maybe my personality would have been this way anyway. I mean, it wouldn't without my father, because I do have his genes, but it's terribly thwarted and terribly like unable to be what it could and is be. It's hard to become who I am innately. Like when I'm in my bizarre situation where I have removed myself to the capital of the UK, I'm able to be and interact in a way that feels more me and feels more who I should have been and where I could have become. And it's not just a case of girl with dreams goes to the big city and lives it up. It's not like that. It's more, I have space and time and people and others around me who are more similar to me, and I'm able to like reach into myself and develop as a person, rather than this kind of cripple, like horrible cripple that I was, because there was nothing in place for me to be who I should have been. And also my parents didn't know how to raise me. I think they were even a bit afraid of me, sometimes in a really, kind way, because they are modern parents and loving, and but it's never simple, and it's never there's no like, how do I behave? Who am I supposed to be? Your platitudes aren't holding, and I have to go out with my probe and like turn things over through my own mind and really work out and how to be and do and say things and what life is, you know, like the culture just isn't here. Like you're not cultivating my intellect or my personality, and I don't know how to. And also the ISFJ and ESFJ, which regardless is it's all FE and it's all SI, and it's like, where is life? Like sorry, I'm not really sure how to express things here, because you know you don't want to come off like a vindictive person, but you also don't want to not give things their due, and so it's very difficult to know how to express thoughts and feelings which you don't even know if they're true or not. There is some negotiation with the wider world which isn't in place. There is no structure, there is no society. There's just me trying to work out how to how to be a person and how to understand and express and empathize and be with others. And I do that in my strange mode of expression, because that's true and that's beneath all of the lies and the crap that I've grown up around and the insufficiency. And also it works with my energy levels and my thinking and my distractedness and my ambitions, and you know it's all merging into this one thing. So it's not simple and it's not straightforward, and maybe I'm a huge liar accidentally because I have my little logical system and it's not aligning with the wider world. Totally possible. Yeah, INTPs were not good people, we're really bad people. Actually, a friend is now dating an INTP and was asking me for advice, but not directly because INTP, but just, you know, as a friend. And I was like, oh God, like, I'm so sorry. We're just horrible people. I'm sorry that you have this experience, because INTPs are not good people. I'm sorry, we're not. We have to acknowledge that we are sinners. And I'm not even, you know, I'm not baptized or anything. But we are sinners and we need to negotiate with the world, but we need to become people. We need to stop having this mask, because this mask is rendering you an unreal person who is not giving up as your real self, your real feelings. Like even a splurge of terrible passion, sometimes, not always, is better than this cold, like fake friendly, fake happy, go lucky, laugh, whatever facade. It will get you into trouble. You will die behind it. You will be a fake person, fragmented and cut off from the world, with your facade in fixed place like a piece on a chessboard, while like soul is somewhere withering inside it or not going into the world. It's held back, and yes, you will consume information, but you will be a nasty consumer. It will be corrosive, and you will not have being with others and personality and love and feeling and friendship in the way that others need from you. People need us, and we will not be fulfilled either, because we're not traveling through the world, we're not becoming, we are just withdrawing. And again, veneer, analysis, yes, unique selling point, but where is the negotiation? You know, on The Sims, I don't know if anybody's played The Sims, but myself and one of the dearest friends that I have, we would play, I think, is it Sims 4? Maybe Sims 3, I'm not really sure, because the computer broke and then we lost everything and all of the Sims died. But the you can like take a thing out of your pocket and show invention. And as INTPs, the joke was my friend being INTJ, you're always showing invention, show invention. I don't care about your invention. But of course, you know, people do care about our inventions, and or, you know, that's what we do, is show invention. So thank you for watching, and thank you for listening to my INTP crap.